Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back to my channel. Now this is the second video of my build a website in HTML and CSS series. What I'm going to do in this website is I'm going to teach you guys the basics of HTML and CSS, how to get your page looking and sort of how you want it to look and linking the pages together. And then later on in the series I'm going to download a free HTML template, and then with the skills you'll have learned in the earlier videos in this series, you'll be able to adjust parameters in that template to make it look as you want your site to look. Let me know what you think of the audio quality on this. This is my new recording setup that I was bought for Christmas by my lovely better half. She's bought me a new mixer, a new mic and stuff. So let me know what you think of the sound quality in the comments below, and let me know if you want me to carry on doing these videos. I know a few of you have requested them, so I hope they help you out. You'll notice here I'm not using Text Wrangler as I was in my previous video. If you haven't checked that video out, like I said in the video before this, make sure you go and look at that, because that's the basics in that video which you will need to know for this. I'm not going to go back through that. So go over and check that out. I'll link it in the description. But let's get started. This is Adobe Dreamweaver CS5 I'm using here, and all I've done is open up a HTML document and a CSS document, and I've saved them on my desktop so that I know where they are to get them. HTML, as you'll know from my last video, is the skeleton that makes up your web page. CSS is the stuff that makes it look pretty. In my last video we only did the HTML stuff, but you'll notice in Dreamweaver here it's already set up for you. If you're still using Text Wrangler, go back and set up your body and your head and everything like that. Don't worry about these extra bits in here, they just come already there with Dreamweaver. You'll already have doc type HTML with a closed bracket. You'll have your head and you'll have your body. Ignore this meta thing, and you should have your title within your head. So the first thing I'm going to teach you here is how to connect the CSS page, which you'll need to open up a new page in Text Wrangler and save it as CSS. Put this little tag in the top there if you think it helps you. I'm going to teach you how to connect that to your HTML page, so that by changing stuff in the CSS page you can manipulate what it looks like on your HTML. If you're using Text Wrangler or another text editing thing, don't forget to save it and open it up, and it will come up in your browser, and that's how you can view what you're doing. I'm actually lucky enough to have a live view here of what my page will look like. So first things first, you've got your HTML page and you've got your CSS page saved. They are in the same place, either in a folder somewhere on your computer that you know where they are, or I've put mine on my desktop just for the purposes of making this an easy tutorial. And then what we're going to do is we're going to link it. So within the head tags at the top of this HTML page, I'm going to open tag with link, just like that. Then what I'm going to do is href, which is the tag you used for a link. It tells the HTML where to find the link to your thing, and I'm going to click browse just to show you guys. There's my desktop, there's my CSS page. I'm going to select that, and that fills in the blanks for me, but you may have to type it in. It's easier if you get Dreamweaver, especially as I'm doing most of my tutorials now will be in Dreamweaver. You can check on it, and it also fills in stuff for you, makes it a lot easier to finish your code without having to type as much, and you can also check it, you can test it out and view the live view. So there you have link. Href is the link to it. So I mean href later on we'll use for putting in website links and stuff on your actual page, links to pages and things like that. So but for now that's linked to the CSS page. Then what it relates to, which will be a style sheet, which doesn't actually come up on my thing here. So I'm just going to type the first part and that finishes that off for me. So it relates to a style sheet. And then that type of style sheet, which is text/CSS, which comes up there for me. I'm then going to close that link, go down into my body and save that page. Like I said, both pages are saved. I save after everything in this. It's really important to save after everything. If you don't save after everything, you could lose something you've done and you may not remember what you did, how you had it, or what you want to return to it. So this little bar up here basically links your CSS page to your main body. I'm going to pause for a couple of seconds here and give you guys a chance to catch up if you're lagging behind or if you're checking out stuff with regards to these tags. And just say to you guys what we're going to do to check that that link is correct. We're going to go over to the CSS. We're going to type in body, which will relate to the body tags of your HTML document. And then we're going to use these open parentheses is what they're called. I'm going to use an opening one, and it's like the little squiggly one that your teachers would have used on your report in school, probably to link some lines together to make one comment about that. So you open up the parentheses, and I get a drop down menu of all these options, but you may not. But for the sake of this one, we're going to set the width of the body, which is simply type in width colon. I always put a space to make it easy to do, and I'm going to put mine at 1000 pixels. And you always have to end each section with a semicolon. So within CSS, what you'll do is you'll call your tag. So this one is the body tag right here, and that relates to the body tags within your HTML. Then you have to open a bracket, pretty much a bit like opening a link tag, but you use the parentheses, which are generally above the enter key on your keyboard, above the square brackets. You then use certain tags. So if you have watched my previous video, you may have your CSS cheat sheet. That will tell you a lot of the different tags you can use, and sometimes the cheat sheets tell you what the tags do, what they work for. So the width is obviously the width of your page, and I've set that at 1000 pixels. You can use percent and other stuff, but I prefer to use pixels because you can work it out by adding, subtracting and dividing where things are going to sit on your page. I'm then going to tab in twice and set the height as well to 1000 pixels. Again, you'll see how that's laid out. All CSS will be laid out in the same format when I'm doing these, and we'll go into div tags in the next video, which will lay out the rest of your site, and I'll explain those to you obviously in the next video. So you've got the width and height, and then I'm simply going to set the background color, and you can choose, you can write a word such as red, which is what I'm going to do, or you can use hexadecimal system, which will be a hash followed by the hex number code of your selected color, and then you put your semicolon afterwards. Then I'm going to enter down and close the parenthesis, save that page. So that should effectively make a box of 1000 by 1000 pixels, the color red. We skip back over to HTML. If you look in the box here now, we have 1000 by 1000 pixels red background to our body. So that video basically shows you how to connect your CSS page to your HTML page and make sure that the link is working. In the next video, I will teach you about div tags, which for a quick view look like that. That is a div tag, simply says the word div, which you can assign a class to and change things. So you can assign a header to it and build a header block up here. You can have a left and right menu and your main content in the middle. But that will come in the next video. For now, if you want to play around with the first ever video I did on HTML CSS, you can go on there and look at paragraphs and stuff, and you can add those into your body. Now it's red. And why not have a play about? Go into your CSS. If you've got a paragraph, you can simply assign, you put a P for paragraph, which is the same as the tag in HTML. Use that in your CSS. Open your parentheses, and why not play around, change the background color, change the size, change the width, see if you can make a button maybe. For now, just mess about with that, and then in the next video I'll talk about div tags, and we'll work out laying out our site with a header, a left border, a right border and a middle main center. The left border will house the menu for scrolling through the home page, an about page and a contact page at least, and the right hand side could be used for potential adverts on your website to make some revenue from your site, and the middle bit will be the main content of your site. So what we're going to do is we'll do that in the next video, but for now this has been George, and I'm hoping you've enjoyed this video. If you have, give it a like, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to my channel, and leave a comment below about the audio quality and also about any questions you have to do with what we've done in this video, and I hope to see you on the next video. Thanks once again for watching.